Hey guys, Chuck's back. I'm going to start fixing this today. So I've got my connectors, I've got my tool. I found the 25 connect or part. It says 25 on the outside of it. Is probably the right tool for the job. Now you might hear a bit of mowing in the background. I'm sorry about that. It's pretty hard when everyone's home at the moment. I did pick up, when I was cutting up my two pieces which will come off here, I used my side cutters which were pretty good for this job. Now you can use side cutters or you could use a pair of something heavier like bolt cutters, but I would not suggest using something like that. It will just snap. Then you need to take a bit of this copper off, so you're going to have to measure it up, see how much you want. Don't forget to grab yourself some heat shrink if you've got some. If you can't use heat shrink, use some sort of tape. Doesn't matter what you're using at the moment. It's hard to get hold of stuff and things are just getting expensive. So, fruit and veg today, my wife tried to get some, and very expensive at the moment here in Australia for some reason. But I don't want to go into that. It's bad luck for me. So, what we got? So we'll take those off. And I'll take this off and then we'll get into it. Now a good way of doing this, I've noticed, is you pop it on and then you've already got where it's going to be. Bring it back a little teeny bit, not too much. So you're there, just bring it back a teeny bit and then go around in a circle, trying to use that as your template. And that should give you enough contact. I think really that's going to be a little bit short, but that should do the job without breaking the wires underneath if you can help it. Talking about copper, they say copper, and you can't eat it, but copper actually kills bacteria and viruses for some reason. So later on I'm going to sand some of this stuff down. So you've got copper everywhere. You've got copper in bars, you've got copper in transformers, in CD players and stuff. You've got copper in toroidal cores. So you could use all that if you knew how to break it up into powder almost. You could use that on, I don't know, to sterilise things. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about this. So I did see a video today that showed that, and the paperwork to prove that it actually kills viruses, but only on surfaces. So if you think you can swallow it, don't even think about it. It's not for that, it's for surfaces. So now I've got them all taken off now. So I think I should do a little bit more on that. I'll bring it back a little bit further. Just only because I think I get enough in there. And it's okay because I've got a heap of heat shrink so I can cover that up. So if you really want to do a good job on, you could use that tool and then you could solder them before you did the heat shrink. So we'll pop this end on. We don't need to put the heat shrink in yet. And we'll grab our tool It's like, I think, $41 on eBay. And we'll start our using, hold on, I've got the round the wrong way, of course. Chris doesn't put it on the on position. Now on. Yep, there you go. So this here, probably the easiest way to do it. Okay, so you got that on there. I don't know, that's still coming out of there, so I'm going to have to go down lower than 25. So, yep, that one didn't work, but it did crimp it. So we need it lower than 25. So let's see what we've got. 25. I'm thinking 25. These ones. These ones here are 16. Let's try 16. I don't think the other end's going to be much use. So 16. Let's have a quick look. Will that fit? Yep, it'll still fit that in. Pop it back in. So 16. Try the 16 in that model. I'm going to try it again. Okay, let's have a look at that. Right, that's really done it. It's made a bit of a mess of it, but the heat shrink will cover that up. And that's holding really well. I can't move that, so that's good. Pop some heat shrink over it. What are we going to use? Just measure it off on the side there. Cut yourself a piece of heat shrink. Fit it. Okay, so you'll need 2 pieces of that because you have to put 2 of them on at the same time before we fix the other end up. Well, guess what? I've got to fail straight away because it's got too big at the end. I'll see if I can drop that down a little bit. Now put it on. Try and match it up to the other one. It's not going to be perfect, so that's going to hold that. Okay. Nice and tight. There you go. But I don't think this is going to go on, so I'm going to have to get a bigger piece of heat shrink to put on here. And I don't think I have much left, unless I use something like this, but it doesn't shrink down as much. So I don't think I'll be using that. So I will have a look around and see what I've got. I think that's the same size as the other stuff. Not much difference in that. I did have this here, so I've got a little kit. Not much left in the kit, but maybe, just maybe I might get lucky. So I cut it, I'll have a quick look. Yep, that's it, it fits. So you can still order these kits online from eBay. So they're handy to have. And since that one's virtually, I'm not going to get much out of that, I'll hold on to those two for the black, and I'll get another one out for the red, double checking that this is the right size for it. Yep. I'll just cut that off and then do another one. Fold it over and do the other side. Bit boring, isn't it? Yeah. But this saves you a heap of money, because these here, I think I bought them a lot cheaper than, actually it's all 3D printed almost. You could probably make that at home if you really wanted to, if you sat down and worked it out. It's got a micro switch sitting under here, so it switches off the power, I'd say. And if you'd probably take that whole thing apart, which you probably could if you knew what you were doing, you could probably find out a little bit about it. Now it does have another switch here, or another power connector there. I'm not using that. I'll probably end up cutting that off, but at the moment I'm leaving it there. So you're going to have that connected onto there, but you're going to have that connected onto here. So you can, like, you probably wouldn't be making my quick easy spot welder. I think it cost me less than 20 bucks for the spot welder. I found a microwave transformer and the timing circuit, which is, I've got one. Yeah, I have one of these timing circuits. Now this one's the one with only one FET on it. I have a larger FET, which gives me a lot more current draw, and it has switches and stuff. So you can get that off eBay, or you might be able to get it off AliExpress if they're still sending stuff, if you feel inclined. But at the moment, a lot of us are a bit disappointed with some of not the Chinese people. We're not disappointed with the Chinese people at all. We're just disappointed with the people that run the place, because they couldn't be bothered with anyone except themselves. And there's where the problem of society will end up, you know, happening. We love the people, and it's like anything, we all hate our own governments in some way or another. Not hate, but that's a bit of a harsh word. We disapprove of some of the things they do. And if we don't, then we're not really free. And if we can't say something about our own government, then what can we do? Here we go again. And before I go to do that, I forgot to put the heat shrink on, so that is not going to be going. So I've got it a little bit on, but I'll quickly put that heat shrink on before I forget it. That would have been a bit of a whoopsie, because I don't have much of this material at the moment. This material is actually a bit dearer, but like I said, it's good copper. I didn't know what I was going to get from China at the moment, so I just thought I'd use my own. So what we want to do is we want that to go like that, and that to go like that. So we need that to be like that. Get that into there like that. Shut it down real quick. If I can actually get it to work. That's the only problem with this. I'm not sure if it's working or not. Turn it on. Sometimes it doesn't work. But it's a lot easier than trying to use any other tool. So I'm reckoning this is probably my best tool I've got at the moment. This has gone out of whack. You can see that there. Cheap tool. That should be enough anyway. So we're gonna see if that comes out of there. You can actually just check it by pulling on it, and if it's not going to come out, well, you can just stop there. So I haven't gone all the way, but it's doing the job. So up to you. You don't have to go all the way. So I'm just going to do another one here to hold it. Move it off a teeny bit. Okay, that should be enough there. So yeah, you don't have to go all the way like I did on the first one. That'll cover that. We'll just cover it with a bit of heat shrink now, using the old cheap machine. These machines here are cheap for a reason. They actually can start fires. This one's melted on this side. So just be careful with them. They're not perfect, but you know, nothing is. We buy everything at a cost, depends what country it's in. Anyway, that's done. I don't leave that on because of the temperature problem that can have, and that will go onto there like that, and that'll screw onto there. So I'll screw this one on. I'll need a shifter and that to do it later. It's up to you if you want it on the inside or the outside. I'm thinking the inside looks a bit more snazzy than the outside. So I'll tighten that up when I finish it. And I'll just connect that up to here in a second. When I finish, I'll finish doing this video and then I'll tighten it onto there. That might be the hard bit, taking these off that I made myself. I made these out of a bit of plumbing pipe. Like I said, copper, handy for everyone, copper. So yeah, here we go here. So we've got this, we'll throw it on. Just got to get this one wire up right. I found if you've got a loose wire, just keep turning it that way so you pick up the wire. Now, I've been doing it a long time, of course, doing this stuff. Make sure your device is in the right spot. Turn it onto the on position, pop it through, and start your, what would you call it, pumping the connector, so you can squeeze it. So then you try and pull it out, and see I can pull that out. So I've stuffed it, I think. Should have gone in a bit further. At least I'm doing it, not you guys. So that still goes in. So that's good. Pop that in there. Put it on, which is towards you. We had a beautiful lunch today. Wasn't very big, but it was a nice lunch. We got some takeaway from a Pakistani guy, poor bugger. He's just opened his own business in my town, and he's got a little child and his wife, and he almost had to shut and he put it up on Facebook that he wanted to help other people out, people that can't afford a meal. And so the town rallied around him, because that's what we do here in Australia. We rally around our people, because we have to rally around everyone. That's including, we need to rally around every country, not just some countries. We've got to rally around all countries and help them through the pandemic. Because if we don't, then we're not good people, good citizens of the world, and we're wasting our time. So that's nice and tight now. So I'll now put a bit of heat shrink on, which isn't that one. Because if I put that one on, it'll be too small. This one will be perfect. Don't forget, after you've done this, you've got to do a continuity check, which I'll do on the, make sure it's actually working really well. It should work anyway, but you know, just double check it. Nice cool breeze coming in, which is good. It's autumn here in Australia. Of course, the rest of the world going into spring, which is a lovely season. It's just a pity we're all locked down at the moment. So that wouldn't hold it, so I should have gone a bit further down. I might have stuffed up one of these. There you go, still usable. So if you stuff it up, you can still get it in there. And if you need some exercise, this thing works you out. So if you can't get out of your house, buy one of these. Start doing some cables. They'll get you pumping. Okay guys, I've got 14 mil is the right size. You just need to get this in the right spot to get it to lock in. I think that should not stop it from moving. Okay, so another thing I'd suggest, if you need to, you might need to put some Loctite on there. We're still allowed to go out detecting if we want to, so I might do a detecting video if anyone's interested. Get out there and do a little bit of detecting. I don't find much lately, but well worth getting out to the bush just to have a look around, see what's going on out there. Like I said, something like a file. I've got a small file here. You can put it into a petri dish or some sort of dish, or plastic. Got a piece of plastic around, haven't you? And work off the filings, which I've done there. Once I get enough filings, which will be a lot of work, so that's really small, reasonably small. Once I get enough filings, I'll be able to use that in purified water, and you'll get to pour it in and then pour out the purified water. You'll get a blue colour. I have to leave a link to the guy that's done this, and yeah, you just put on a mask or whatever. He's works in a lot of stuff like graphene and that, so I think he knows his stuff. Hey guys, so I've thrown the multimeter on beep test, double checking that's not just cutting through there. So that's good. It's going through the transformer bit. I've checked this one battery I've got that still is dead. And here's my cable for my machine. Plug that in. So the top one's your amps, bottom one's your time, how long you want it on for. So I'm going to reduce the time down. We'll test it at about 20. Because these pins are so small compared to those, we'll see how we go. So the first thing we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to hold that and bring that up to position. I've covered that up, a bit of heat shrink. I'll probably do it properly if it works. So it's on there, like that. So that's already, so just 20 minutes, it didn't do a really good job. I'll bring that up a little bit. See how that goes. I'll bring that up. We'll go 30 minutes. I'm doing it this side because this is the smallest bit. And as you know, the smallest bit's the hardest bit to do, so try and get it right in the centre. So what's going on here? That's holding it. So I dropped it by 20 seconds. Like this video and you want to see more on this or breaking down, you know, copper and turning it into usable materials, leave a comment below. And I'm hoping you're all having a great lockdown. I know it's a bit mentally hard, probably harder on others than it is on me, because I have a reasonable backyard that I can walk around in because I live in Australia. But I feel sorry for anyone that has to do this lockdown in a flat or something like that. It's just, but just keep watching videos, having ideas, do a bit of drawing, a bit of art, keep positive. We all have to keep positive at these times, and I'll see you on the next one. Catch you then.